The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Cowboys StoryLine with Nick Eatman.
What is up? Good morning. It is Cowboys StoryLine. I am Nick Eatman. It is Wednesday, December the 4th. Let's talk some Cowboys football for the next 45 minutes to an hour. More like 45 minutes to 50 minutes. Can't go too long because Cowboys break will be coming in. And then the next show. So we got to keep it rolling here. But we want to talk to you guys. 888-855-2297 is always the number to call. I want to hear from you guys a little bit more than we did yesterday. Yesterday was kind of a slower day in terms of the call, so let's pick it back up. Come on now, 2-game winning streak. Cowboys rolling right now into 5-7. Got the Bengals on Monday night. Got to get that one. Get this win. I think everyone kind of feels the same way. Like, all right, 2 games, it's been fine. You beat Washington. You beat the Giants. Who hasn't beaten them? Good win against Washington. Beat the Bengals with their offense and the way that they're scoring points. And now let's talk. I think that's kind of the way it should be. You know, it's like 3 in a row. If you can get to 3 in a row, knowing that you've got 2 more winnable games in a row that you should win. And so if you're going to do anything, you got to make a run right now. So I think it's like, all right, how serious is it? We'll see. Beat the Bengals on Monday night. Now you're at least in the discussion again. But that's what we're here to talk about. All right, Robbie in Cocoa Beach, Florida, is our first caller. Robbie, what's up?
Here we go.
Robbie,
Here we go, man. My first time being first.
I think this is a first for the show ever. I don't know.
What's that?
I don't think anyone's ever called 2 times in a row, and you actually have. Now, it's been 23 hours.
Technically, I guess,
23 hours in between, but you were the last caller yesterday, the first caller today. What's changed? Yeah, what's changed in the last 23 hours? Here we go. Here we go.
Thank you, Beamer.
Yeah.
No, yesterday I didn't get a chance to tell you all my thoughts about the game.
Because we didn't have to rush
talk
you.
about McCarthy.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go, yeah.
All right, here we go. So listen, man, I love the game. Overshown is becoming phenomenal. Parsons is a beast. If people keep talking about trade him, I don't know how they can even do that because you're never going to get a talent like that again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you will, obviously, someday, but the chances of getting another Micah Parsons to replace him are slim to none, would be my opinion. I'm still down for that 3-4. If we change next year, I would love to see Overshown and Parsons on the outside. Damone Clark looks like he's playing a little bit better on the inside, and maybe I can't remember the other guy, Leafau,
yeah.
I can't say his first name. Yep, on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just don't know what to do for our front 3. But I'd love to see it. I think it would shine for Overshown and Micah Parsons' ability, man.
Well,
and just want to hear your thoughts on that because we've talked about it a little bit. But
yeah. All right.
And I'll let you guys go so you can get a bunch of calls in today.
All right. Thanks, Robbie. Appreciate it. Good stuff.
Can I do one more thing?
Sure.
Let me give a shout-out to my son, RJ. I know I haven't talked to you in a while, buddy. I love you. You're the best kid in the world. Thanks, Nick.
RJ.
And your kid, Jacob, too.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Yeah, Jacob's not always the best kid in the world. No, he yeah. All right, Robbie. Appreciate this stuff. Good call. Now, Overshown and Micah in the 3-4. I like it because look at the play that Overshown just made. Now, if you're in a 3-4, you're not going to be getting the running back because that's what happened. They blitzed there. He got the running back. He knocked him off his spot, made the play. You're going to be going up against, guys that can actually block, left tackles and things like that. But I'm hesitant with him on the other side all the time. I think Overshown's a guy that could line up in different spots, kind of like Micah. I don't know if he's just an every down rusher. I think he's a linebacker that's fluid and can make plays and do a lot of different things. And I think that's what makes this defense, that's the element of this defense that can be successful, is you just don't know where these guys are going to play. It's like positionless basketball where you've got a guy that's 6'8" that can be your guard He can also go down and rebound if you need to. You don't know how we're going to do the lineups. We'll go big, we'll go small, but you can do that when you have versatile players. And so I think that's kind of what's working here in this element. But either way, if you're going to sign Micah to a long-term deal, which I still feel like they will, you've got to make sure your defense is a defense that will take care of him and let him be his best. I think if he gained 15, 20 pounds, I don't know how effective he would be the same rushing the passer. And if he stays the same or even loses weight, he's not going to be as effective all the time against the run. So he's got to come up with a defense that can stand him up and get him off the edge a little bit more. All right, we got Carolina in Canton, Texas today. Canton, Texas, not Canton,
sir.
Ohio. Not Canton, Ohio, but Canton, Texas.
Canton, Texas.
Always on the move, my man. How are you?
Oh, always, man. I'm doing good, man. How about that prediction, man? I was pretty close, right? 23-17. Hey, I was pretty close.
Yeah, yep. But didn't you pick 23-17 for like the last 6 weeks? 2 weeks.
I don't know about that.
That's okay.
It was close. It was close.
Yeah, that was the game. It was a 6-point game. The Cowboys won by 7. I like it. The game wasn't really as close as the score, but that's what the Cowboys do. That's what they do. They
Get them back in it.
Both ways. Now, I mean, we've seen some games where even the first game of the season against the Browns, that wasn't as close as a 16-point game, but we've seen them getting blown out, Baltimore, San Francisco, Atlanta, and then kind of come back and make it look a lot closer. So that's kind of the nature of the NFL.
Yeah, they don't want to make it look too bad, right?
No. What's up, man?
Except when they want to. So, let's see, man. First topic on hand, man. We're about to go into this next week, because it's not this week, next week. Mr. Joey Burrow, man. I feel like it's a winnable game, but I feel like a lot of things got to happen. Got to get at least 1 to 2 turnovers.
Yeah.
We got to keep Mr. Burrow under 21 points. 21 points, no more.
Yep.
Now, I like to ask, for us to win this game, who's going to have to step up? The defense is already stepping up, so I need you to come with the offensive players this week. Give me 3 offensive players that are going to step up.
Zach Martin, I think he returns from injury. And I think,
you think he's going to be back out there?
I do. But I'll just say the right guard, whoever it is, if it's Hoffman. But, I think it'll be him. And then also Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks had a nice start in his return. I think he needs to have even more down the field presence there. Get him on the move. Get him running routes where he can use his speed. I would say him for sure. And then Cooper Rush still has to step up. He's playing well, but you're going up against one of the best quarterbacks in the league who puts up points. You're going to have to do it every time. You can't have lulls in the third quarter, second quarter, whatever. You especially if your offensive coordinator is going to call passes all the time like that, you're going to have to be more accurate. He's been okay. He's not making a lot of bad plays.
4 quarters show out. He has gone all 4 quarters.
I need a Jason Garrett type performance out of him. Like we're talking about the old '94 Thanksgiving Day game, that kind of game. Bombs away,
Just go out there and put them points up. I think outside of them 3 players, I think we need Rico to have another 100-yard game if we're going to win. Because we know they're going to throw the ball.
Yeah.
So their running back's okay, but I think it's more so of, like I said, getting turnovers and keeping them to 21 points, at least 21. No more than that. That's the max that they're allowed to score. Because I think if they score 28 points or 31 points, it's not going to be good for us. Man.
Right.
But we got to keep our hopes up. Go Cowboys, and I'll be hollering at you again next week. Well, this week sometime.
Sounds good. All right, Carolina. Keep it rolling over there. I think I heard a honk at the end. You honk for me?
Yes, sir.
I love it. All right, probably scaring people next to him. Like, what's this guy doing? I'm out of the way, And he's like, yeah, I'm actually on the show. Crazy host wants me to honk. All right, Randy, Texarkana.
What's going on, brother? First things first, this one's for you in Carolina.
Nice.
And,
I love it. If you're in the car, you honk.
That's right.
That might be becoming a thing on the show, and I'm for it. I just don't cause any road rage out there from anybody. But all right, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm doing great. Everything's great. All right, so I've been sitting back and thinking about this long and hard, and I've come to a decision with everybody these days loving to identify themselves as something. I'm going to identify myself as both, and what I mean by that is I hear people saying they want to tank to lose out to get the pick. If we lost every game for the rest of the season and we got high picks, am I okay with that? I'm actually okay with that. I'm not going to be mad. But would I love to win all the games because it's fun? Absolutely I would. I'm all for winning out. And at the end of the year, if we make it to the playoffs, then I guess I'll just sit back and quote a great man by the name of Clark Griswold and say, if I woke up tomorrow with my head sewn to the carpet, I wouldn't be any more surprised than I am right now. And that's where I'm at with it. I'm going to identify as both. And I think it's okay to be that way these days because, hey, both things are great. I mean, if you win out, great. If you don't, great. That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know where to go with that because you say if you make that statement in today's world, people are thinking it's something else. So, but
no, I meant it that way.
Okay. All right. Good stuff.
Right.
I'm gonna stay on sides. I'm not jumping off sides on this. I can hear the hard count and hut, and I'm just nope. I'm staying right here. You're gonna have to punt or call timeout because I'm not jumping off sides on this one. Thank you though for that, Randy. What else you got, man? You got anything else?
All right. Well, I'm gonna make it difficult for you. People love to throw out players for you to give stories.
Okay.
If you can, I know you're not wanting to jump off sides, so you kind of already established that. But give us a story about Sam Hurd or Pac-Man Jones. Not something funny. He did something ha-ha. Give us some stuff we hadn't heard on the news. Let's see if you can pull that one off.
Sam Hurd and Pac-Man and nothing.
Anyone, take your pick on which one you feel the safest with giving us a good, juicy story on because they both got them.
Lovely. All right, Randy.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Love you, buddy.
All right, Dad. Thanks. What the story that I have about Sam in his rookie year, it's not really about Sam as much as it is Miles Austin, but I remember both of them were rookies in 2006. Todd Haley was the receivers coach, and I've never heard a coach actually say this, but it was like first couple weeks of practice, and Sam Hurd was catching everything. He was really like the hot story of camp, and one day in practice. And Beam, you might remember this, but it was one day and Miles messed up something. They're both small school undrafted receivers. Miles messed up something, and Todd Haley looks at him, points at Sam Hurd, and goes, Miles, Sam Hurd does everything better than you. Everything better than you. And it was real awkward. I don't know how Sam was sitting there looking at it. And for a little bit, I guess he did until about 2 or 3 years came by, and then Miles became a Pro Bowl receiver, and then Sam Hurd became Sam Hurd. But that's really all I could think of when it comes to that. I mean, Sam was a good, solid special teams player, tough wide receiver. That's kind of what he was, and a great guy in the locker room. That's really how it was. Pac-Man Jones, he was only here for a little bit. I know he ate like fast food like every day. It felt like every single day he wasn't eating whatever they were providing the players. He would go out on his own and get his own food. I don't want to name competing fast food chains, but you name it, he was doing it. And another thing about Pac-Man, he was the first one that I remember seeing. I remember, and they showed it on Hard Knocks, where he would do the punt return drill where he would catch like 6, 7, like in a row. Like he'd catch one, have it tucked in. Here comes the second ball. He'd get that one, then a third. And I think he got up to like 7 or 8. Like, think about it. You're holding like 6 footballs. Here comes another punt in the air, and you catch it. It's pretty phenomenal. I think he got like 7 or 8. I thought that was really cool. That's what I remember out of him. He wasn't here that long, and of course, they're known for other things as well. I'm sorry. Oh man, good comment here from Beam. Why his nickname is Pac-Man. That's in the book. If these walls could talk, I tell that story. I'm not telling it on here, but put that in the story. Good one. That's the best story about Pac-Man ever. Is that when they were drafting him, they asked him. No, they weren't drafting him, but it was in 2005. He was a top 10 pick. They ended up getting him in 2008, but they did interview him at the combine, and with Parcells in the room, and asked him why he got the nickname Pac-Man, and he explained that one.
Buy the book.
No, buy the book. Buy the book on that one. All right, let's go to Ali in Tampa, Florida. Ali.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Pretty good, buddy. How are you?
Great. Wonderful.
I got the statement, opinion, and I have a question for you. I heard the Dak's comment today.
Uh-huh.
And, I always stay positive. And I'm not here to fire anybody. And I'm not here to create any issues. But I'm speaking personally for myself. I've been a Cowboy fan since 1977. I've been through all the championship and Super Bowl and heartache. But the way I look at it, I'm a photojournalist. I don't know nothing about the X and O's. But one thing I know, when I'm assigned to photograph, I do my homework. I done maybe 6 high school championship in Florida. I did many ball games. I photographed 7 games in Texas Stadium, Cowboys photography.
Yep.
And I done the Super Bowl. Having said that, as a photographer, I got to stay certain location to be able to know the tendencies are, and be able to get those pictures. Having said that, this morning he was commenting, supporting Coach McCarthy, and I understand that, but I want to remind Dak, past 2 contracts, he been negotiating 3 years versus 4 years. He hold the Cowboys, not him, his agent, into the hardball, never give an inch. So if you want to win the Super Bowl, Dak, you give a little negotiation to maybe Jerry Jones can bring your player to the team to support your work and everybody else. We could have Henry, we could have Barkley, we could have a lot of great players. But we are tied up. You got to do your business. You cannot tell Jerry Jones what to do. Because to me, you cannot have it both ways. You cannot support your coach, but you want your money at the same time. But this is my take. I said this is totally uncalled for.
Why
but
not?
Other than that,
okay. Why can't you support your coach and have your money? We're 2 different pieces of the pie. This is 2 different pieces of 2 different pies.
So in order if you want to be successful, don't you think Dak would say, "Hey, Mr. Jones, let me give you 4 years, take that money and sign some players so the coach can have coach with better player." Look, I hate Eagles, but look at what they've done. They got the leftover offensive line, Beckham from Giants. They put him guard. Look at the offensive line they built. They look at they got Barkley. They just look, man, you got to be a team player. When I go home, my children they say, "Sorry, Dad," because they're so upset because they know how upset when Cowboys lose. My family suffer as much as I do and the rest of the Cowboys fan. I love Dak. I want he get his money. But the only $60 million play he played against the Tampa Bay with Tom Brady, that game was awesome. But, It's just we cannot have our own system and all, be comfortable in our shoes.
Okay.
And everything will be daily the same thing year after year after year. That's what I think.
All right.
And other than that, I love you, brother.
Thank you. All right.
And tell me, who's your favorite all-time coach of Dallas Cowboys?
Okay, thank you. Thanks for the call. Bill Parcells is the favorite coach of all time. I enjoyed every aspect of it when he was here. They didn't, have most success winning, but he definitely changed a lot of stuff, changed the culture, and it was entertaining to say the least. So, I have a lot of issues with some of the statements that you made there about Dak. I think you're upset at the wrong people. No player has ever, well, I'm sure it's happened occasionally, but this isn't one of them where Dak calls someone up and says, "Hey, interview me. I got stuff to say." Like that didn't happen. Okay, he's doing an interview about something else. Okay, this is not about that. This was a pure example of media saying, "I'd like to talk to you about this and this, something you want to talk about," and then, "Oh, by the way, let's talk about other things. What do you think about McCarthy?" And he said what a statesman is supposed to say. He's hedging his bets there. I mean, if he comes back, he's got all the support, and if he doesn't come back, then that's fine. He'll still, hey, I love the guy, and I'm excited about the new coach or whatever. So he said what he's supposed to say. I think talking about his money and all of that, and then comparing it to the Eagles, make sure you understand what Jalen Hurts' contract looks like and what he's done. He's at a different point than what Dak was at. Dak did this thing. Dak signed his deal 3 or 4 years ago. He deferred a lot of money so they could sign a lot of players or sign their own players or whatever. So let's not act like Dak's not doing something that all these other teams and quarterbacks are not doing as well. Anyways, all right, let's keep it going here. Travis in San Antonio. Travis, what's up?
Nick, what's going on?
How you doing? Thanks for holding.
Doing good. No worries. Just wanted a couple things. Wanted to shout out a couple of guys because I think you mentioned some either yesterday's show or maybe a couple shows ago. But the draft class that we were talking about might look a little better.
Yeah.
I'm the Mozzie guy, so I'm back on the train of I'm happy that he's been improving and whatnot. I know it takes a little bit longer maybe. And I also think, Nick, I'll see what you think about this. I wonder if this is partly, his consistency maybe with the whole, maybe his weight is kind of finally settled.
Right.
Like he's sort of playing, he's more comfortable now because he's whatever. It's sort of like, I think the recipe, right, of like the perfect amount of snaps for him and then him being comfortable at the weight he's playing at has sort of maximized like what he can do. He's just more comfortable. And I think the confidence boost with Schoonmaker has been a good thing. So I think that draft class maybe going into next year might not look, I'm not saying it's better than others, but I don't think it's going to look as bad as we thought it's going to look.
I agree. Hey, do you have a Cowboys flag?
Do I have a Cowboys flag?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. If you did, and the Cowboys win on Monday night, are you going and you finding some Bengals fan and just planting it right in their front yard there? Is that what Michigan people do?
Sure.
Yeah, no problem.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here. Okay, you got me. I'll answer the question. Now I see where you're going with it. So the thing is, Nick, here's the thing.
This is a Michigan fan, by the way, and you deserve it. You've beaten Ohio State for the 18th year in a row, it seems like. So go ahead. Go for it.
So here, this is my quick. I'll make it quick on this. So
sorry,
we played Texas earlier this year. We played Oregon earlier this year. Both of them planted their flags on our field.
Really?
No fights. Not a big deal. So I think this is more so on the Ohio State side of it. They're just frustrated they haven't beat us in force. It was that class, and I can understand it, Nick. It was that class was 4 years of not beating them, so it sort of just boiled over. But I think the flag planting stuff, everyone makes a big deal about it. Like we always say, hey, you win the game. It's just like the end zone thing. You don't want them to dance in the end zone? No, let them win.
No. I disagree with that one. I'm sorry. I'm going to disagree. And I actually can speak from experience here because I have actually been in a situation where for my team, and we're talking Division II football, someone tried to do that at our field, and I was in the center of the field saying, no, absolutely not. You go, I don't agree with that. The game is over. You go over here. You win. You can celebrate over here. You don't have to do that. Nah, you're not doing that on our field. You already played the game, won the game. I disagree with you on that one, though. I get to keep them out of the end zone. If you don't want them dancing, keep them out. But at the center of the field, at the end of the game, no, I would be fighting. And I don't blame them.
Here, I'll say it like this to make it fair. It's fair that they didn't want us to do it, but the thing is, Nick, when everyone keeps saying it didn't happen, it's still like it's gonna. If they want to do it, like it's gonna happen. Like, are you gonna stay out there all night?
No. But here's the thing. Let's take it back to the Cowboys. You can score a touchdown, fine. Yeah, you want to score, you want to dance, that's fine. If you want to run out in the center of the field and spike the ball and look up into the Cowboys' 50-yard line, well, expect there to be consequences. And so that's what happened. So it's like no, I mean, he wants to do that in the center. If T.O. did that in the end zone, which he did, fine. You run out to the 50-yard line, George Teague's coming for you. So that's part of it.
I'll give you the one flip to it, though. Jack Sawyer was the main guy that was real upset about it. I'll give you the one counter that I have to that, Nick. If this is a completely different reverse situation and they are the team that's 6-5 and they're in the big house and they win, can Jack Sawyer tell me without a doubt, no questions asked, that nobody on Ohio State's team is going to try and plant a flag?
No, I get it. They probably would. That's the thing. Yeah, they probably would. And look at what happened the rest of the day. All throughout the day, people were doing that kind of stuff. And so it set the tone for the whole day. No, I get it. I understand. For the end of time, people are going to keep trying to do it. And people are, if you have any pride at all, you're going to try to fight them. You know?
I will say this, though, too, Nick. I think Sark handled it better than other coaches.
Exactly.
If I were a coach in that situation, to be fair, I think both coaches, especially in that case, Ryan Day was staying on the sideline, like he was asking his assistants what's happening, like he couldn't see what's going on. Both coaches need to be out there saying, hey, everyone go to the locker room. Do you want to play next week? Everyone go to the locker room. Get to the locker room. Let's knock this crap off. Because Sark didn't let them plant the flag. Like he like his own guys. He was like, let's go. Right. So I think there is a coach aspect to that, but I appreciate the question, and I wanted to tell you this too. We have a Razorback Wolverine game coming up. I don't know if you know this, how much you follow college basketball, but that's coming up. So
I know.
Maybe we can get a bet in. I'll call tomorrow or something. We can get a bet going.
Believe me, I've looked into this about going because I've never been to Madison Square Garden, and I would love to go to Madison Square Garden once in my life, and I don't really want to see the Knicks take on the Raptors. So I would have loved to done that, but it was a Tuesday night. I don't know how I could swing it for a December basketball game, but yeah, I definitely know that's coming up. And all right.
And the last thing, real quick, I wanted to shout out to Dylan because Dylan's under the weather today. But okay. I wanted to throw this out there. I'm playing my best role as backup quarterback tonight. So we are doing our Wednesday Spaces for any of the fans that are out there listening, Nick. It's at 9:00 tonight, 8 Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. So just want to throw that out there. If anyone wants to join, jump in, and we'd love to have you. So,
all right.
You guys have a great week. I'll call you tomorrow. Maybe I'll come up with a bet for us.
Thanks, Travis, a.k.a. Cooper Rush, since he's doing the backup role today. Need to go to break here real quick on Cowboys Storyline. Be right back after this.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. we cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Cowboys Storyline.
Get your photo with Santa and Mrs. Claus from December the 10th through the 14th. Limited inventory is available. Secure your tickets today at attstadium.com/tours. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here on the Cowboys Storyline. We've got Casey Joe in Kansas City. What's up, man?
Good morning, Nick. How are you doing today, sir?
Good. Is this Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas?
Missouri.
There is a Kansas City, Kansas, right? People live there.
There is.
Right?
There is.
Right?
Yep.
This is our second.
Yes, sir.
This is our second city that we've called today that has a state right down the middle dividing it, Texarkana as well. But all right, Casey, what's up?
Hey, I was thinking about the tight end position. Do you think McCarthy will run a little more 13 personnel since we have Schoonmaker and Ferguson back?
Possibly. I mean, because Brevin Spanford's done a nice job. I mean, whatever helps run the ball. But the thing about 13 personnel, which is 1 back, 3 receivers, and 12 is 1 back, 2 receivers. The thing about that, and I'm not saying that for you. I'm saying that for people that may not know what that is. They've got to be versatile enough to you can pass the ball down the field as well. You know, you don't want to run it all the time and let everyone know exactly what you're doing. You want to be able to say, all right, you want to play this way, jumbo package on defense? Well, I'll spread you out, and I'll get these tight ends making plays. And so if they can do that on a consistent basis, then it is a favorable matchup. But they're going to have to win their one-on-one battles too, Schoonmaker, Spanford, Ferguson. So I like it in certain times, but I don't think that this offense can go up and down the field with those type of players trying to pass catch as well.
Right. I totally get that. And my favorite game that Dallas has played is probably one with Tony Romo and Peyton Manning went head-to-head, and there was hardly any punts in that game. And Tony had like 400 and some odd yards that day, and he did quite well except for Peyton beat him. So
yeah. Well, he had a little bit more than that, if I remember correctly. I think he might have had 500 yards that day. I'm looking at yards gained in a game. The record is Romo against Denver, 506. And the NFL record was like, it might still be 550, 551, something like that. And Romo, they had the ball last possession of the game and go down and score and get a field goal and win the game. The game was tied. And if he would have done that, if he would have just passed the ball down there and got a field goal to win the game, he beats Peyton Manning, and he probably sets the NFL record for passing yards. But that game was Romo's career. It didn't start well. It was really great in the middle. And then at the end, there was some weird interception play, and then they lose it.
Yeah.
That's kind of his career.
Tony's like my favorite, is one of my favorite quarterbacks, and
sure.
And so anyway,
yeah.
That's all I have for today. I'll you have a great day, and I'll listen.
All right.
All right. Talk to you later.
Thanks, Casey. Joe. All right. Yeah. My favorite games are always the ones that have the W. There's some good moments here and there in losses and all that, but yeah, I always pick my favorites one that they end up with a win and not an almost win or loss. But that was an entertaining game, obviously back and forth, and 99 points scored in the game, but they had their chances. But yeah, definitely a memorable moment there for Romo and going up against Peyton Manning for sure. All right, let's go to Rick in Western Massachusetts.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
How was Thanksgiving?
Great. Wonderful.
That's good. There were a couple of things I was going to say. One was, do you know if Zach Martin's going to be playing at all, or?
I have a feeling that he might. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what practice looks like today for sure. They may not even have a injury report today because they only have to have 3, so it'll probably be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday since it's a Monday night game. But I'd like to see if he's going to be out here or not. I think there's a shot. I was told 2 weeks ago he would miss the Washington game, probably miss the Giants game, and then we'll see from there. So,
because I love what Brock Hoffman do. He's not taking any credit from anybody.
No, he doesn't. And but I'm not there to say that the torch has been passed that much for Zach Martin to not be one of your best guys on out there. I'm not there yet. If that's the case, it'll be a sad day. I'm just not. If I'm in denial, I'm in denial. But I think our expectations for Zach are different. I think Brock Hoffman is playing well for Brock Hoffman. I still think the better option would be Zach Martin.
Yeah, my other comment is what Travis was saying earlier. But with Michigan planted the flag in the Ohio State thing, that's fine. You got your flag. But there was another issue that another player took a flag and started running it through where a group of Ohio State players were and trying to run their flag through there. And that's when Jack Sawyer came in, grabbed the flag, and threw it on the ground.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough situation. You expect that to happen. That's what happens when you stay on the field. I mean, what they're on the field, they're singing the alma mater fight song and that kind of stuff. I mean, that's what happens when these situations happen, and that's what rivalry is, though. Everyone can talk bad about it, but I can promise you next year when they play, there's going to be clips of that the broadcast will use to show, the rivalry game and bring it all up again. And so that's kind of the nature of it. We hate it and love it at the same time.
Yeah, because like you have Arkansas, my favorite team is Ohio State. So
okay.
An issue.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I hate that, for y'all but the best part about it is college football has advanced to the point where, that doesn't end your season. Now you can if you're good enough throughout the year, you can play, and that's what it's supposed to be. That's what I love about the NFL. There's never style points here and there. There's a system. You make the playoffs or you don't. And it's not like passing the eye test and things like that. So at least that there's a playoff and we can kind of sort it out on the field. They've done enough to get in the playoffs. So
okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. All right. I'm going to take one more break here, and real quick, we'll be right back to get a couple more calls in.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Alltech Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit alltechlansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's ALTECLANSING.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Alltech Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline.
The 2025 NFL Pro Bowl games are taking over Orlando, and the roster is up to you. Cast your ballot and send your favorite Dallas Cowboy players to compete in the ultimate AFC-NFC showdown this February. Vote at probowl.com/vote. All right. There's been a lot of questions on how many Cowboys would be in the Pro Bowl this year. And, I mean, right now I would say maybe 3 or 4. Who knows how it ends up, but I know Aubrey and Turpin are leading their positions and for special teams, kicker and return specialist. They're leading right now, and Micah Parsons maybe have a shot to get in there, and Overshown maybe at linebacker. That probably is about it, though. I might be missing a couple here and there, but CD CD might end up with the stats, but a lot of receivers are doing their thing this year, so it's gonna be interesting to see. Don't rule out Osa. Osa, defensive tackle, has done some really good things this season as well. All right, let's go to Anthony in Miami.
Nick the Quick, what's up, my guy?
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Nick. How you doing, man? How was your holidays and everything like that?
Oh man, great, wonderful, awesome.
That's what I'm talking
Can't
about.
complain.
Love the magic.
Can't complain.
Yes, sir. Ain't no need to. You know what, Nick? Oh, somebody's riding with me. Hey, say something to Nick, my man. Nick, baby, we did it, baby.
Switzer.
We did it. We won another one, baby. That's my riding partner today, Nick.
Hey.
We won another one, Nick.
Hey, Barry. How are we doing?
Doing all right, Bobby.
All right.
We're going to take this thing down there in Texas and win this thing Sunday night. Keep it going. But anyway, this quick because I'm going to be tomorrow. I'm coming back. I'm doubling back. Tomorrow, my real day, I call.
All right.
This. Check this out. My first game, Thanksgiving, man, we had some memories the other day, man, because 95 was my first Cowboy game in Texas.
Okay.
In the 95 Thanksgiving Day game.
Chiefs.
In that game, it's trivia for you. And this trivia, I want you to answer it at the end of the show, whatever you want to do. You know how people have a lot of Hall of Famers, and it's always in Green Bay, Chicago, some old school teams, right? In that 95 game in Texas Stadium, there were 9 future Hall of Famers for both sides, Dallas and Kansas City. It could have been 10 if this person didn't retire. Could have been 10. He was slated to be the starter for Kansas City. In that game, we lost one of the great Hall of Famers, tragic death. And then one of our superstars got hurt. Name all of them. Name the future Hall of Famers. Name the one that got hurt, and name the one who
somebody got hurt in the game.
In that game, yes, sir. Somebody got hurt for the Cowboys. You should know that one.
Oh.
So you can take that off air. You know what I'm saying, and do what you got to do with it. You know, if you got to think about it.
Who was the quarterback? Who was the quarterback for the Chiefs that day? Was it
Bono?
Bono? Yeah. All right. Well, I've got Aikman and Dion and Larry Allen, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Derek Thomas for the Chiefs. And then because we're on the air here and I don't want to go all day long, help me out. Neil Smith?
Yeah, Marcus Allen.
Marcus Allen. Dang.
Yes, sir. He was the running back for Kansas City.
Okay.
Kansas City. They left the Raiders. Will
Shields, yeah.
And the person who should have played was Joe Montana, and the person who tragically died was Derek Thomas. So just something quick today, man. Just mess with y'all, man. Make sure everybody's doing all right. Like I said, I've been listening. So I'll get in tomorrow, man, and actually make a comment on football.
Nice.
Get back to my football acumen. Okay?
All right. Appreciate that.
All right, man. Yes, sir.
And thanks for the call, Anthony. And you can call back and ask that same question next year or next February, and I'll tell you that there's 10 Hall of Famers in there because Darren Woodson is going to be in the Hall of Fame. I'm just speaking it to existence there. All right, let's go. Cowboy Jeff in Maryland. What's up, Cowboy Jeff?
Good morning, Nick. Merry Christmas, my friend. Hope you had a happy Thanksgiving.
It was nice. It was good. Happy holidays to you. How are you doing?
I am living the dream. I'm just trying to talk my wife into retiring down into your area. My dream job would be to work at the Star during the week, and then they let me work at AT&T Stadium on the weekend.
Nice.
And I'll do. I'm director of security where I'm at. Oh, here's the lawnmower going by. Does that bring back any memories for you?
Yeah, definitely. I don't hear it. Is that Mo? Is that Mo Claiborne?
So I'm director of security here, but I also drive a bus. I also do facility stuff. So maybe they'd find something for me to do there. But anyway, I'm gonna keep everything positive. I whether they win or lose, I love me some Dallas Cowboys. We're going to have our hands full with Cincinnati, but if I may dream, here's my dream. They win out.
Okay.
They sneak into the playoffs. They do great in the playoffs. Mike McCarthy comes back. Zimmer comes back. And then we go at it again next year. So we'll see what happens, though. And whatever happens, I'm going to be there watching.
All right. I mean, sounds like a great dream. I mean, it sounds like a great plan, and you're always going to be watching, because you can't have the name Cowboy Jeff and you're not going to be watching. You're going to watch if they're 5-12. You're going to watch if they're 12-5, and that's what we are. That's what we do.
And I'm called Cowboy Jeff because when the Cowboys lose, people say, "Oh, there's Cowboy Jeff," because I live in Maryland, so I'm getting it from Philly fans, Washington fans. But when the Cowboys win, no one remembers my name.
Yeah.
And they don't want to have anything to do with me, and that's totally fine. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you weren't hearing a lot in the last couple of weeks up there in Maryland with Washington. All right. Thanks for the call. Appreciate that. Good luck with the retirement plans and getting down here. And remember, I mean, you want to work the weekends at AT&T Stadium. I mean, it sounds good if the Cowboys are playing, but also could be concerts and bull riding events and things like that, other conventions that they have going on that they'll ask you to do that too. I mean, if you're in for all that, that's how that works. AT&T, they're not just open 10 times a year. They're open every day. Lots of stuff happening there. All right. Josh in Chicago is next.
Hey, man. I must have magic fingers this week, 3 in a row.
Wow. I mean, that's what the Cowboys are trying to do as well. 3 in a row here this week. So, or this part of the season, trying to look for the third straight win.
We'll try to make it 7 in a row just for you, all right? Nick?
All right. Well, then just call 7 days in a row then. You keep calling, they'll keep winning.
I hope so. So I just got a quick point and then a question for you.
Okay.
The point, I think, all the talk on Mike McCarthy, I think we just got to wait. We just got to wait and see. Let it play out, see how these last few games work out, see what happens, see how the team plays for him, and then make the decision,
Right.
That's just my take on that. And then a quick question for you. A couple of weeks ago, I think on the break, Ambar had some questions for the guys. One of them was, what was your proudest moment working for the Cowboys? And I'd love to hear yours. And also, if Beam can chime in, that'd be great too, but I know he's busy back there.
Okay. Thanks for the call. Proudest moment working for the Cowboys. Man. I don't know. That's a tough one there. I mean, I sometimes when you get asked these questions, the fans want to relate to the things that they know as well, so when it's same with like favorite player, so I always say Darren Woodson because it's true, but it's also somebody that they want to hear too. You name a player that they don't really know, but it might be for a different reason. So my point to that is, there's different moments of along the way about working here as an employee that have been good, good moments as well. But as far as like front facing things, game wise and stuff like that, we haven't hit that ultimate moment yet, so we're still waiting on that. So it hasn't been, it's been fun, to be there for playoff games and playoff wins and things like that. I don't have a one. I could name a couple, that Tampa Bay game was pretty awesome just a few years ago, just because they hadn't won on the road in a playoff game, and it's been so long, and to go up there and beat Tom Brady for his last game, and just the way and the fashion that they did, that was a pretty cool moment. I know it didn't last long because the next week you lose to San Francisco, but those are things that I remember as well. The first game, first win. And I said this last week, every Thanksgiving, being there for every Thanksgiving, there's a part of that tradition that is really cool to be a part of. And I love that. Yeah, you want to be with your family, but we can make it up the next day or the day before like we always do. But to be there on Thanksgiving and to be a part of a game, knowing that the rest of the world gets to have their Thanksgiving around it, is always a cool experience too. So I don't know if that answers the question. There's been a few, some that people would know, some people that don't know, but that's it for me. I don't know if Chris wants to chime in on something, but I know we gotta get rolling here. But maybe tomorrow we can talk a little bit more about that. We can do it tomorrow. All right.
I got mine, but it's long.
It's long. All right. Yeah. Well, we'll carve some time out tomorrow. Story time with Chris. StoryLine with Chris. He's gonna give us a little bit his perspective on a favorite memory. Maybe I might think of another one as well. All right, 10 calls today. Appreciate that. You guys did a nice job. Good stuff. Got our eyes on the prize for the game. Also looking ahead at big picture as well, like we always do around here. All right, for Chris Beam, I'm Nick Eatman. See you tomorrow on Cowboys Storyline.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.